Welcome back to the channel, guys. Time for chapter 44 of the Ichinose family deadly sins. Welcome once again, guys. Time for another chapter review. This is going to be on chapter 44. There is two other chapters out, time of recording, chapter 45, chapter 46. And by the time this one releases, chapter 47 will also be out. So technically, 3 episodes still waiting to be given my first impressions too. So just keep that in mind. There's still more out there. Intense episode. We get a little bit of a twist to what happened in the chapter 42, or sorry, 43. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's acting, who actually knows. I really don't. It's so confusing at this point. But before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can follow me on social media in the description below. There's links there. Also, give some love to my channel itself by commenting, liking, and if you haven't by now, also subscribing. So consider subscribing. I do appreciate every single one of you here in this channel watching and supporting my videos. So thank you so much for that. If you want to see more series, there's more series on my channel as well that I do chapter by chapter or volume by volume. So Sota lost it. We have lost Sota. I don't know exactly if he's pretending or he's been erased. His mind, his memories has been erased. Now it's a different Sota. Sota is now being listened by everyone. He gives us random stories about a dog. Like it's nothing to do with anything. And again, I relate to Sota's character a little bit. I understand where he's coming from, and even now with him just saying nothing, and people are like, he's like, and Sabasa's like, you're saying nothing. People are gonna get bored of you, and eventually they're gonna dislike you again. And it could be, but I myself, one of the things that I say that I miss about my dad a lot is being able to call him, being able to sit down with him and talk about nothing, and meaning and having that conversation of talking about nothing mean something to us. And I think a lot of men are in that position that they can't even talk to their wife about how their day was because they're gonna assume, you know, X and Y from whatever reason. Not always the case, but you know, that could happen as well. So sometimes we just want to talk. So Sota's definitely a different character. Tsubasa is trying his best to convince everyone that this is just a farce. She already talks to him and says like, hey, Sota's the happiest he's been that I've ever seen him. Like, don't ruin this for him. Let him be. Tsubasa does not want to deal with it. He loses it. There is a point where his mom asks for Tsubasa to pass the soy sauce, and Tsubasa just pours it on her hand. Like, here's your soy sauce, and he starts telling everyone off. Like, it's gonna fall apart again. Mom's gonna freak out. She's gonna complain about everyone. Dad is not even here on the table. He's gonna be complaining about his job. She already eventually is gonna shut off and go who knows where. We're gonna get it again and blame it all on Sota and destroy Sota. Grandpa is his Alzheimer's is gonna get worse. Grandma's gonna forget about everyone else and just focus on Grandpa. It's gonna be a mess, right? And then he says something that just connected so well a lot of the arcs together, and that is a table full of strangers is not going to end up with a happy family scenario. Paraphrasing, right? Those aren't the exact words, but that hit hard because I think a lot of families are like this. I did work on counseling, and this is actually one of the things we saw very frequent amongst families, and that is there's a lot of families that, although they talk to each other, they know each other, very friendly to each other, they're very much strangers to each other. They don't know, if the mom doesn't know what the kid likes, what he does, what in his phone or in his free time, and vice versa. The kid doesn't know who the mom is, who she was before she was a mom. Like, there's so many families that are in that position that, yeah, they're still strangers amongst themselves, even though they're a family. So that phrase, or that phrasing that he did before, by the way, flipping the table, Tsubasa hit it right on home run, is the reason that Sota's family broke apart was because everyone was a stranger, and eventually they couldn't deal with each other, and there was a lack of something, and that was probably love. Secondly, there's that view of how it connects to a family, that even though they're family, they're still strangers, right? Now, he does threaten to break Sota's camera again, and Sota kind of looks like he snaps out of it, but not just him, also Shiori. Shiori realizes that Tsubasa has always been there for her as well. When Sota left, she was left behind, saddened by the fact that he was not there. And the reason that the first time that we see Shiori, her room is full of bunnies, that's Tsubasa's doing. Tsubasa bought her a bunch of bunnies to make her feel that childhood feeling that Sota gave her when she was a child, of feeling protected, feeling cared for, feeling heard, feeling seen. Tsubasa was trying to do that for her, and it connects back to the beginning of the first 5, 6, 7 chapters that we saw of the series. All those bunnies that we see in her room, he was the reason behind that. And oh gosh, such a great connection. The chapter, I keep calling it an episode. Chapter ends with basically Tsubasa ready to confront Dad, and Shiori realizing that out of everyone, he's the only one that kept looking straight after everything broke and went into shambles. So, yeah, good chapter. We're going to see what happens, what Tsubasa does in confronting Dad. I guess Dad is the one that seems to be the one in control with the dreams. It looks like Mom was the one that got psycho, but Dad was, I guess, the one that had full control. Nonetheless, there's a lot of psychoness going left and right, so I'm excited to see what happens in the next chapter. Hopefully I have a chance to read it today, which I think I do have a chance to actually read today, so I'll be able to review chapter 45 is the next one, I believe. And then after that, 46 is already out, and I'll review that one as well if I have time this week. And once 47 releases, I'll review it as well. And in the span of 2 weeks, I'll release all these chapters. So thank you again so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. And I'll see you next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.